Hi, everybody. Todd Dankin here with TNM News, and we have some breaking news because a push to establish a legal marijuana market in Virginia is officially dead after Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin vetoed legislation Thursday, going completely against the will of the voters. Virginia has allowed adults over 21 to possess and cultivate cannabis at home since the legislature passed legalization in 2021. But the law required another vote to implement commercial sales, which failed after Republicans won the House of Delegates later last year. To discuss this mess with me is my good friend Edible D. She is coming to us from Puerto Rico. I am here in Las Vegas, and you know, we all have sort of a vested interest in every state, getting legalized. But I know, Dee, that you have a vested interest in Virginia. So let me just ask you a question, because what Youngkin said in his veto statement, and I quote.
Oh, yes, please quote.
Yes, I will quote. Okay. The proposed legalization of retail marijuana in the Commonwealth endangers Virginians' health and safety. It also does not eliminate the illegal black market sale of cannabis, nor guarantee product safety. D, my dog, what say you?
All right. Well, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with Mr. Governor Glenn Youngkin and speak on behalf of the entire cannabis community by saying, what? I think, what?
Right.
Okay. To answer one of those, falsehoods that you had listed in that quote. It doesn't stop the black market. Well, that's a fact. It's not like, you make it legal and you make illegal entities and license holders and then it's just going to go away. However, it makes it far less. And then, you can implement regulations on that part however you see fit for your state. However, the safety part, wow, again, what? Because that's the main thing that making it legal does. Is the main thing that it does is because I am the highest tested, highest taxed commodity in the entire space, in the entire industry. My edibles, literally, like, think about it. You got to have the seed. Okay. You got to have that tested. You got to have the plant tested. You have to have it tested at harvest. You have to have it tested at curing. You have to have it tested when I infuse it into a fat. And then I have to test it again at the point of sale. And so I have like five lab tests, not to mention what you have to test: microbials, heavy metals, pesticides, I don't know, everything.
All of that stuff.
All of it. The whole thing is that you are, Mr. Youngkin, Governor Youngkin, you are bringing it safe products to Virginia. You are actually, by saying yes and allowing us to open up and get licenses, you are actually providing more safe products for people that giving them a choice that they find an extra quality of life, they find aid, they find help in this medicine, and you're giving it to them with a lab test that says it's clean, tested, and mother approved.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I really don't understand that.
Health and safety
are at risk. Where are you going with that?
Right. Health and safety. What are his proof? What is his data that he's reading? Because we really know the truth.
Yeah, and we speak nothing but the truth on TNMNews, guys, nothing but the truth. And so we're going to lay out the truth for you right now. And I really don't know where he's going. I really don't. Health, I really don't think he really gives that much care or insight into the overall health of the health and safety. I don't know who, I guess, is, has his ears full attention on who he's listening to on this topic, but he's obviously hadn't pulled any experts in any of the other operating regulated states. I know I haven't been called, And I've spoken on general assemblies before. I'm in 7 different states that I've operated in that has some form of legality, and now a territory down here in Puerto Rico. And all it does is offer clean, safe medicine of a consumable product to its patients. That's what it is. It is health and safety, all wrapped up in one.
Right.
And doctors prescribe it. Oh, hold on. It wasn't during the pandemic. Weren't we actually named an essential business? Hold on.
Yeah, that really happened.
Business. Why were we named an essential business? Why?
It's because folks need their medicine. That's why.
Medicine. It's because it's medical. It's because it's medicine. So
yeah.
Again, I don't know who has his ears attention, but what are we going to do about this, Todd? Because he seems to, as you know, we all have a little stake. We all, in any market, we want to expand our brands into. Me, I'm a consultant formulator. I license my formulations and my recipes to other brands so that they can have a space and, have a voice in the space in the industry. But Virginia is something, that's my home state. And I've been waiting a long time to be able to go home. And when 3 years ago, when they first were decriminalizing it and offering these licenses and making them available for the legal market for the people that are coming in doing it right, I have partners lined up, ready. And I was hoping on being able to open up shop back home. I was hoping, Todd, like me, I've been in this industry a little over 15 years, 16, give or take now. And I had to leave home to be able to get into this industry. And I have a beautiful, loving family back home. And I miss them terribly. And I was really hoping on being able to split my time because right now our industry is growing so fast and other states and countries are, taking advantage of this. And it's tax dollars and revenue that is bringing into these states and countries. But Virginia, for some reason, they just keep dangling the carrot in front of my face, Todd. They just keep dangling the carrot, and I miss my family.
Yeah, and tell me how this affects folks who went into the planning stages, have already started doing things based on previous legislation, and the fact that the voters who live there, right, voted this, right? I mean, they literally voted yes, but from a personal aspect, because we're starting to get into that with you, how does it affect your partners, your life, their partners' lives, and then the other, hundreds of folks who have put, things in action based on the previous vote, right? How does that really affect folks?
It affects us terribly, Todd, very terribly. I feel the worst for the patients because basically Governor Glenn Youngkin is the only person that is standing in between this happening for the people of Virginia.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. My mother being one, she can't take pain medicine. Any form of it makes her sick. Cannabis is literally all she has. And my mother has rheumatoid arthritis. So she is in pain every day. And I don't understand his logic behind this decision, behind pushing it back. There's plenty of evidence within the states of the revenue that it brings in. There's plenty of evidence of, we all got a wonderful form from the IRS of how we can pay our taxes. So I don't understand. We pay the taxes, we pay the state taxes. We go through all the different chains of health department, state, whatever, for y'all to come in and make sure you come in and look at my facility and make sure I'm doing everything to the T, as clean and up to your standards as possible. What does that do? We've made this pharma. We've made, like, every single one of our facilities are pharma certified, all of them. I work in a windowless lab clean room that is freezing cold. I'm in a lab coat and a sweatshirt, and I got leggings on in the Puerto Rico because we have the thing so cold.
The lengths that we're forced to go to in order to maintain this clean and safe environment in all aspects of cannabis really is unparalleled in any other industry. I mean, don't you agree? I mean, the fact that they're bringing up the safe issue or the health issue,
There's plenty of case
that is
studies.
no issue, right? We get shut down. We don't get
Information.
licensed, right? If we don't pass all of these, I get audited all the time, and when they see something
Exactly.
wrong, it's all the time.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
I have health department in, they surprise me every now and then. I'm like, hey, D, hi, what's going on? Come on
Yeah,
in.
100%. Yeah, it's
Like
funny because when they
the amount
walk
of
into,
jobs that we offer, the
yeah,
amount of jobs that we
sure,
offer,
yeah.
like it's
So what makes a politician, do you think, or a governor, make a decision like this? Do you think?
I think we all know where that is. I don't want to get canceled or anything, but
Well, do you
if
think he's being lobbied to, or
I
you think this
do.
is a
I
personal
do. I do.
decision?
I
And
think no, I do not because there's no logic behind it. There's no you have to have one friend. All of us have one friend that has benefited from this plant. There's
yeah,
no way, shape, or form that
yeah,
and there's documentaries, case studies, like children with epilepsy, medical cases. They already made Marinol, Governor. I mean, sorry, Governor Youngkin, but they already made Marinol. That 100% proves that it's medicinal. So what are you doing if not withholding a clean, safe, lab tested, mother approved product for your patient, and now you're leaving them the only way they can grow is or to get their medicine is to grow it at home, make it at home, you know, or they have to get it from somebody standing on the corner with a Ziploc bag,
that's right.
or their plug or whatever. And what did they spray on it? What did they do to it? Like where did they get it? I mean, you know just as well as I do, Todd. I operated in the West Coast. I know exactly where the lab failed cannabis products go.
Yeah.
They go to the East Coast. There's main
right.
reason why when I was on the West Coast and I'm
That's
sitting
right.
there and I'm calling my nephew. My nephew is 22 years old right now, and I'm calling
Yeah.
him and saying, "Hey, Christopher, yeah, I want you to be very careful where you get your stuff. Like, just don't trust it
Yeah. Yeah.
because most of the stuff that failed off is all going to the East Coast and it's going to the streets or it's coming from who knows where, sprayed with
Right.
who knows what."
Yeah.
And you can get asbestos in your lungs. All kinds of stuff can happen wrong because you're not getting a safe lab tested product that has all the freaking little information that you need to know on there with a QR code taking you right to the lab test. Boom. You
Right.
see exactly how safe
Right.
it is, what dose
Yeah.
it is, all the ingredients.
Yeah, that's the irony in this whole statement is that it is healthy, it is safer, and in fact, the guy who sponsored this bill, his name is um, Paul Kryzak, who is a Democrat from Delaware, and he said, and I quote, Governor Youngkin's failure to act allows an already thriving illegal cannabis market to persist, fueling criminal activity and endangering our communities. This veto squandered a vital opportunity to safeguard Virginians and will only exacerbate the proliferation of illicit products, posing greater risks to our schools and public safety. So his claim, Youngkin, is that he's making everything safer, right? But according to the
But
other
he's not,
side, right, he's
which
actually
will
not.
which will deem the truth side over
Right.
here, guys, for those of y'all that just tuned in. Yeah. Exactly. There's no denying it. There's no denying at this point. You have over half of the country. You have a state that Colorado that kind of like pioneered and like paved the way, and America paved the way. And then you got other countries jumping on board for being able to do exports now. You got Canada,
Right.
you got Germany. Everyone's now seeing like what this is doing for their economy and their people, and they're seeing the morale change. And if anything needs to happen in this world, in this country, in the world right now, is a morale change. Everybody
Yeah.
is down.
Yeah.
Everybody's hurting. Everybody's stressed. There's pharmaceutical shortages right now all over the country of every type of drug, and anxiety levels are like up to here. And what is one of the freaking things that cannabis helps with? Hold on, remind me. Anxiety. Yeah,
Anxiety.
I knew I was stressed out for no reason. I needed to take this thing.
Right. Right. Um, so do you think it's a pharmaceutical lobby? It's a law. I
It
mean,
might
law
be
enforcement is the
pharmaceutical, might
biggest.
be alcohol.
Yeah, it might be alcohol, could be pharmaceuticals. So do we
I
think
wouldn't think
that
it's tobacco at this point. I would think that tobacco farmers are just burning the field, getting ready for, to trade
100%?
over to the good side. I wouldn't
That's
think it'd be
right.
them,
That's right.
because
That's
Marvel
right.
had a way to put it into a pack.
Right. Come out of the dark side into the
Virginia is
light.
happy for tobacco. Virginia
Yeah.
is for tobacco,
Yeah.
but that's exactly what I see them doing, because you look at a pack of cigarettes now, and I think they're like a pack of Marlboros. I don't smoke, but I think it's probably over $10,
Right.
like
Right.
for like one pack. That's an expensive habit.
It
Guess
sure
what?
is.
Weed is cheaper, and then
Well, is it? I don't know if weed is cheaper than $10 for 20 cigarettes, right?
I don't know.
Um,
This baby right here will get you for the whole day, and it's $4.
wow.
$4, 25 milligrams, single serving.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And 25 mils is no joke.
No, it's not. But and if you want to microdose it, cut it into fours. If you want to take half, take half.
Right.
But this maybe $4 will get you for the whole day. Like I said, cannabis is cheaper.
Yeah, and what about the effect on the community? I mean, the tax dollars, when it's obvious that cannabis is a giant tax generator, right? I mean, we see it all the time.
Tax
Um,
generator, job generator,
yeah, it's a $23 billion
forest,
industry right
forest
now
generator,
in the
forest
United States.
generator.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially if
So
you make it recreational, and
yeah,
or people that or you accept everybody's medical card.
yeah.
Those
The thing
those
is, what I see has been proven is that the demand for cannabis and cannabis products exists, right? Wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you talk to, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet, especially in Virginia, right? It doesn't matter, but the demand for cannabis is there. So the fact that they want to
demand is
keep
there,
it
and people are doing
illegal,
it, whether you say legal or illegal or not.
people are going to do it. It doesn't matter. So why not make it safer? Why not make it healthy? Why not regulate and
Huh?
generate
E-
tax revenue, even
e-
though it's way overtaxed and it's out of control? The margins on cannabis and cannabis products are very, very low, right? And the people who are in it, we've said it a million times. They're not in it for the money. They're in it to be in it to help people, right?
No, that's
And
the only reason why I stay in, because trust me, Todd, you know what I've gone through, and
I
the law,
do. I
the
do.
IP, and like everything, that all the losses and sacrifices we've all made.
Yeah.
If anybody's still in it that has been in it for 10 plus years like we have, they're in it because they love it, and they're in
Yeah.
it. They love helping people, and they're in it because that's what makes that's what makes me feel good. You think it makes me feel good when I get like a bunch of likes on like a picture of myself? No, when I get a bunch of likes on that, I have like I had one patient, actually, I think you remember him. He was a veteran, and he went on a hiking trip, and he ended up at this is in Vegas, this is in Nevada, and he went on a hiking trip to Red Rock, and he ended up missing the rock, and his foot ended up like ripping, like literally it was just hanging on by the tendons. He caught his foot in between two sharp rocks, and it literally ripped his foot off. His phone didn't even have signal. He's in Red Rock, which you know very well where that is, in
Yeah.
the middle of
Yeah.
freaking nowhere. He
Yeah.
had to army crawl out to where he got cell phone signal. Got the police. They had to helicopter him and pick him up. Okay. Now, when he had his foot put back on, and he got put on, very, very heavy painkillers, he got addicted to those painkillers, and he had to go through rehab. It was the most horrific, terrible time of his life. And he ended up he lost a lot. And then a friend of mine who introduced me to this patient told me, like, hey, you need to really meet my friend D. Like, she'll help you on this. And what was happening was he had to get surgery on that same foot again to get the pin taken out and get it replaced. And he wanted to do it without taking any pain medicine, because he said that he would rather have had his foot chopped off and ripped off again than to ever go through the pain of rehab and what that did to him. And so what I did was I made him a dose of, like, heavy on milligrams, and he didn't even want to be using it full time. He just wanted to be out of pain during the highest points of pain that he was going to be after that surgery. So I dosed him for that and gave him, take 2 for this, after 4 to 6 hours, assess your pain levels, and take 1 to 2 as needed. And he did it. He was on it for like 2 weeks, and then he didn't need my edibles anymore, and he didn't have to go on pain meds and everything. You're forbidding people like him, and like my mother has arthritis, or all these people that we've heard that, like, I had to leave my home state of Virginia just to do what I love to do. And Governor Youngkin is just another one that has made this decision for me, where I have to choose myself over my family. And I've been away from home now for 15 years just because I can't do what I love to do back home. And I've had the opportunity to do it, and we've been and partners already ready to do it in Virginia for the last 3 years. And during those 3 years, I've lost even more. Like, I can't even tell you the amount of sacrifices that I've made just to be able to do what I love to do. And I'm away from my family, and I'm losing more and more of my family as the years go by. I lost my sister 15 years ago, which got me into this industry through a prescription drug overdose that her doctors prescribed her. She had lupus. And then 2 years ago, I lost my brother who died of having multiple blood clots in his brain. He had 25 blood clots and he went into a coma. And I literally became the only child left that my parents have 2 years ago. And all my mother has is me and her two grandkids. That's it. And I want to be able to go back home. If Youngkin needs a face of somebody that's in this industry that wants to do it for the right reasons, I want to be able to bring safe medicine and bring my awesome non-GMO, no bullshit products to the patients of Virginia. I want to be able to open up shop back home. I want to be able to bring this beautiful medicine that I have spent 15 years of that I've passion and sweat, blood, and a lot of tears that I have given to be able to gain this knowledge for myself and gain all this experience to be able to bring it back home. That was supposed to be my gift, to bring this back home. And he is the only person right now that's standing in that way.
You know,
For a lot of
it seems from what I have been reading about this debacle is that he's all about this sports complex and wants to build a
Oh yeah,
tax.
they're going to do gambling. They're going to do gambling and
Yeah,
poker and sports
yeah,
complex.
they want to build a $2 billion sports and entertainment district where the Capitals and the Wizards would play. And what Youngkin said was, I quote again, at the end of the day, we're talking about an opportunity, truly an opportunity to bring 30,000 jobs and $12 billion of economic impact in the Commonwealth of Virginia in the fastest growing, most dynamic area, which is sports and entertainment. And bluntly, pardon the pun, he said, you want to talk about putting a cannabis shop on every corner? I don't quite get it, honestly.
On every corner.
It's just,
on every corner. God, who is this?
it's obvious that he's on the committee to bring sports to Virginia, and instead of cannabis. But you want to hear the funniest thing is that
Virginia. Has he ever left Virginia? He's not listening to his people, so he obviously doesn't care about Virginia and what Virginia wants and what its people wants and what its patient wants. But has he ever left Virginia to go into some of these markets?
And he wants to make this sports complex. Well, all sports leagues are now decriminalizing cannabis because the athletes like it and they use it for pain, for anxiety,
not sports enhancement.
It's just unbelievable that the hypocrisy that even in his quotes, you know what I mean? It's just crazy. I mean,
someone is in his ear. Someone's in his ear, and I don't know who it is, but that list is a very short list. It's one of the three.
Here's another fabulous quote from your favorite governor. He said, "Look, Virginia has a $3 billion ticking time bomb, the illegal cannabis market." So he says that the ticking time bomb of the $3 billion illegal cannabis market isn't worth fixing by legalizing it. But he says also, every day we wait to diffuse it is another day our citizens are exposed to deadly products, criminals profiting, and not enough resources to combat underage use.
Because that's the big worry.
Gotta save the kids.
He's done like so many flip-flop 180s. I don't and that whole thing again, it's not about I agree with the Democratic with the senator governor. Who did you quote after him? He's the one that actually made sense, the one that knew what he was talking about. That guy.
Yeah.
Let's bring that guy back in. All right. Yeah, that one is the one that obviously knows the steps that needs to happen, and that this has nothing to do about health and safety, because all Youngkin is doing is preventing these products to be safe for all of his consumers. And that last quote that you just said, letting this $1 billion black market thrive and hurt the children, you're the main reason why it would be
That's right.
hurting
That's
children
right.
because
Right.
of this decision.
Underage use goes down in legalized states,
There you go.
because
The
people
stats
check
are there.
IDs. Have you ever walked into a dispensary? You didn't have to show them your ID, and I'm old, right?
Uh,
So they still check
Not,
my
not
ID.
even you can't even see the product without you're in a lockbox with a security guy giving
I
them their ID
know.
in a waiting room, like a doctor's waiting room.
That's right.
And then you can't even see the products.
Yeah.
Maybe a magazine with a photo of the products on it is about
Maybe.
all you're gonna
Right.
get, but you
Or
can't even see
something on the
the
wall.
product
Right.
until they
Exactly.
check your ID, scan it, and they don't even check it like, oh, da, 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 it could be fake or not. No, they
Yeah.
scan it.
That's right.
They scan it, and if you have a medical patient card, they check that too, and
Yeah.
then and
Yeah.
then the may the river part for you to come in.
Yeah. It's like going into a really high-end jewelry store, right? You
Yeah,
know,
or Apple Store.
that's right.
They're all looking like Apple
Right,
stores
right. But
lately.
you got to get buzzed in. You got to get checked out. You got to make sure you're the you have everything right. Look, it's just dumb. Youngkin, if we can get this video to you, which is the plan.
That's the
Do
plan.
you what's your final words to this guy without trying? We're just trying to understand
I want to understand, and
Glenn.
I want to talk to Governor Glenn Youngkin. I want to talk to him one-on-one. Maybe if I can meet with the General Assembly whenever they meet next. I would love to do that as like a license holder in the state of California, and as well as, I am in 7 different states right now with all my partnerships and who I license my products and recipes to. I'm coming with a truckload of knowledge for you to give you at least some kind of standardized blueprint on how this goes, and also teach them where to stop before they make a mess of it, like certain markets have. But there is no doubt, and the statistics are there. Like, this brings down crime. It brings down the youth using the plan. It brings down everything with safety issues, and I mean, there's no question, Todd. It's just.
Literally no question, and I'll also accompany you, D, if that will be helpful. I've been
I would
running
love
a
it.
laboratory in Nevada for the last 10 years, so we know all
And
about health and safety from a laboratory standpoint. We have data that backs up everything that we say. We don't have opinions. We have data.
we have the data. And
Yeah.
that's what Governor Youngkin needs to see. He needs to meet people like you and people like me. He needs
Yeah.
to meet the lab, and he needs to meet the manufacturers, because we're the ones that make the medicine. You want to talk to anybody, you talk to us.
That's right.
Figure out whatever way they need to make money, tax-wise, percentage, whatever. Everyone has a handout, I get it. But not allowing this to get into the hands of the patient safely, and safe packaging, regulated, taxed packaging. All you're doing is having them get it in a Ziploc bag from Timmy down the street. And all you're doing is offering pesticides, asbestos, and whatever that they can inhale in their lungs. You're literally bringing poison to the streets and keeping poison on the streets by not allowing us to do it safely. And like you said, it's data. We have the data. I have all the certificates analysis. I have all the lab tests. I have thousands of lab tests under my belts in the last 15 years now. Well, 10 years since the lab's been open. But we have everything we need to show him, because obviously he's not talking to the right people. Obviously he's not
Yeah.
listening to the right people, and it's clear he's not listening to his people. So it's wanted, there's a demand. We just got to figure out a way to have him say yes, because it's really sad when people have had to like myself, have had to uproot their whole lives, but it's worse for people that have had to uproot their whole lives from their home state. Your citizens, Governor Youngkin, your citizens, they have to leave because their daughter suffers from epilepsy, and they can't get one plant that's safe, that's clean, that they can eliminate these tremors for her and give her the quality of life back. They have to uproot their whole life and move to another state, change everything, new surroundings, new home, new friends, new everything, because they can't get the medicine that they need right there.
It's just cruel. It's just cruel.
It is.
It's just cruel. So if you know somebody who knows this man, or if you know this man, or if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Glenn Youngkin, let's get this video to him.
Tag him below.
Tag
him, share it.
I will.
I'm saying to you people, tag.
Yeah. Get it to him.
Yeah. let's talk to him. I just want to have a conversation with him. Like, if he wants
Yeah.
to see data, we got the data. Between me and Todd Dinkin, we have all the data he needs to see. We have the statistics we need to see. We have numbers that he needs to see. We can,
That's right.
I can give him a 2-year projections just on my facility in Virginia of what it would bring in to the state, and I can have that to him within an hour.
Yeah.
Like, we are ready. We're just waiting on him. We're waiting on you, Governor Youngkin. So
Well, this has been breaking news right here on TNM News. I want to thank my special guest and Virginia-born Edible D, all the way from Puerto Rico. Thanks for joining us. The breaking news, of course, is that Glenn Youngkin vetoes a bill to create legal pot market and raise the minimum wage. Oh, so he also doesn't want to raise the minimum wage. So he vetoed that, and
I think sports books is where it's at.
no weed in Virginia. So Virginians, pick up the phone, call this guy. Let's get him this video and let's get a meeting, and let's really talk about the health and safety concerns that he has. And
let's eliminate those concerns.
Yeah. It's just, it's clearly, it's not about health and safety, and it's more about money. But the good news is that cannabis brings in tons of money.
Money, take your percentage, take your cut.
Tons of taxes. You'll get a big cut.
There you go, big cut. Just let us know. Like, right. Let me help you. Like, that's right. We work for you.
That's
just say yes. We'll take care of the rest.
Yeah. Don't just say no. Say yes.
Say yes, and we'll take care of the rest. That should be our campaign for this.
Right. That's right. She is Edible D. You can find her at Edible D.
Everywhere.
At Edible D, edibld.com, at Edible D on all the socials. It's at Edible D everywhere. Make sure she's a published author. She's a cannabis veteran. She has been there and done that in the cannabis space for the last 15, 16 years. And she is all about the weed science. I'm Todd Dankin with TNM News. You can find me at T Dankin, and you can check me out there, and also right here at TNM News. Again, breaking news: Governor Glenn Youngkin vetoes the will of the people who want legal cannabis in Virginia. D, any final words?
We, the people, do not agree.
We, the people, do not agree. And with that, I'm Todd Dankin with TNM News. Thank you, Edible D. Good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Night.
This is TNM News.